Hey y'all, homie in the unlock community reached out to me as far as assembling this. Ooh, a lot of shaking there. Assembling this dial lock 6730-A, which is pretty cool. Anyways, I'm just going to assemble this. This is not really an instructional video. It's just me assembling it with very little to no instruction given. I'm just going to assemble it. The one thing I already went ahead and did is just cut the spindle down to length to fit this mount. So let's just go ahead and put it together. The screws here and the screw holes used for this dial ring is perfectly aligned, so I don't actually have to use my dial ring alignment tool, so we get to skip that. And the lock itself here was a little loose during shipping, not a big deal. I went ahead and tightened that up. So let's just get the dial in there. Drive cam. Come on, get in there. There we go. What I like to do is I like to make sure the drive cam sits flush up against wheel 3 and allowing the lever to drop into its gate. This way I make sure or know that the drive cam is not sitting on top of a fly, because that can happen and you don't want that. And also to make sure that the drive cam's not sitting on top of the lever itself, because that can also happen. Okay, let's see here. All right, I cut it a little bit too long, but that's still fine. Better that it's longer than being short, but that's fine. It won't. The biggest thing is to make sure it's not rubbing up against this part of the lock cover, which we will find out if it does or not. Come on. Let's get the spline key in there. Okay. Actually, the spline key actually sits flush with the this top of the spindle right here, so I guess that'll work out. No in and out play. Ooh, that feels pretty smooth. The dial spins with ease. That's good. When cutting the spindle, do make sure you do file and chamfer this section here. Otherwise, you'll have an issue or trouble, rather, screwing on the drive cam. And obviously, make sure you're not screwing in the dials so tight on the drive cam. Otherwise, obviously, it will not spin as freely and smoothly like it does right here. If you're having a tough time, spinning your dial after you screw this in, you might have to back it out one rotation. This right here seems just fine. Go ahead and get the before I put this on, actually, this is something I like to do, especially as I'm about to change a combination. I like to line up carefully with the change key. You gotta do it carefully. Oh, that's actually right there. I like to line up all the wheels to the change key hub. If you're doing it with a change key, please be careful to not turn any of the hubs. Yeah, screwdriver, duh. Usually when you buy a new S&G dial lock, they should already come set 250 from the factory, but I'm just going to do this here as we speak, or as I speak rather. Line up to the change key index, back it off a little bit, turn that. Now we shall see if that works. Works like a charm. That's it.